Cool. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast here on Bottle Shock. Very excited to be joined by the wine animal himself. Brendan, how you doing, mate?
I'm excellent, thank you, boys.
You're like a rose between two Brendans. It just dawned on me.
Exactly.
It's a great name. Mine's spelt really awkwardly and really messes me up. But it's
most people spell my name your way.
I'm an E-N at the end.
I'm an A.
I've met one E-N in my entire life.
Brendan.
And I ask my parents all the time. My dad's just like, well, it was just to make your life difficult.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad. Appreciate it. You know, they're German too. It's not even a German name.
He's an Irish? Is that Brendan's an Irish name, I reckon?
You go to Germany, they just look at you weird.
I don't know why the two Brendans are asking me for the etymology of their names.
We don't know. Like we're
Irish. I know Doyle is. So there you go.
Yeah.
Now, mate, you're here today. We've just filmed a blind wine tasting episode with you. How'd you find that?
Oh, it was awesome fun. Like, failed miserably, but that's the fun of it, right? Like, that's what we're here to do. We're here to show.
It is the point of blind tastings. We fed you 6 Sav B, which you're famous for loving.
Yeah, I mean, I just, probably should have gone there. I probably should have smelled all 6 first before making a call, whereas I just went really hard. I'm like that kind of like the bloke that drives the bus off the cliff with his answer. He's just like, yep, go for it.
Yeah.
And I always tell people like to stick with your first instinct, because if you change your mind, it's always right the first time for some reason.
Generally speaking,
and I did notice that, like, your first wine you were so hard in on Chard.
I just had, like, it had it. Like, it had the flinty, reductive. It had all that, like, that fruit, the florals, and I was like, yep. And then as I went going through, I'm like, I even said, I'm like, there's no way this can be Chardonnay. This is just not even. This is horrible.
Where'd all the
for
food
Chardonnay
go?
And so kudos to like especially over time, the different drop guys. It's good fun working with people that are also like really into wine, like really nerdy about wine, and you can tell that they've kind of obsessed over the order. So we don't choose the order.
Yeah,
they don't just like send us 6 wines and go taste them. They actually tell us the order that they should get tasted in. Okay. And that is a cruel but very smart order to put Dog Point first, because it is the one that looks the most like Chardonnay, and it's like the first in the gauntlet, right? And then throwing in Cotat, Francois Cotat, like at the very end, cloudy, opalescent, and a very whack, style.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Order makes a huge difference. Like, if it would have been one of the middle wines, like the Terra first, you probably would have gone Riesling, maybe Sav. Like, you could have gone there, but there was... Well, once you knew there were 6 of the same, you can't really go back. You can't.
The good news is that getting it wrong. So you are, and it's sort of the point of Bottle Shock and the point of the tastings and how they're structured as well. Like, the end result was awesome because you found a wine that you wanted to take home, right? Mm-hmm. And that sort of goes against your own biases, your own paradigm, that really puts you in a point of potentially not even enjoying a wine that you probably would enjoy because it just has Sauvignon Blanc on the front of the label. Yeah. So to shove you out of that paradigm and for you to get it wrong, kind of immediately, it's a bit weird. It's like when you go into the military and they have to like break you down before they can build you back up again. It's kind of like in 6 wines, how can we break someone's paradigm and how can we get them on board? And then now you might go, actually, it's sort of like the anything but Chardonnay movement. Yeah. You're like, nah, dude, like you just haven't had enough Chardonnay.
What do you mean anything but Chardonnay? Like, it doesn't you mean anything, especially Chardonnay, or like anything but? I think, it all comes back to, like, for someone like me now, and you boys, like you guys, and in the industry, you need to be drinking as much, as often, and as many varieties, maybe not as much in terms of volume, but as many different varietals and bottles to do it, to keep yourself, understanding what's happening, the trends, what people are buying. Like, my mum, if I served her, and I did this actually for her birthday during COVID, we didn't get together, wink, wink. I served my favorite wine, which is Giaconda Chardonnay, a 2016 Giaconda Chardonnay, my last bottle. And I served it to my mum and my auntie, and they both turned around to me and they're like, "Oh, have you got any Sauvignon Blanc?" Yeah. And I literally just went to the fridge and grabbed out an Oyster Bay Sauvignon Blanc that my mum had in the fridge, poured that for the 2 of them, and finished the Chardonnay on my own. Yeah. Like, I just, and at that time I was like, oh, I can't even fathom what's going on. And now I'm like, that's fine. Like, my wife likes her $20, $25 GSM, and that is absolutely
sick, man. As long as they're drinking wine.
Yeah, you just drink something.
Wine in general.
Oyster Bay, on the rocks, right? Oyster Bay on ice. Yeah, with like just the meanest deep fried fish and chips in Queensland, like muggy weather.
That would work well.
absolute vibe.
With a frozen jalapeno in there too, maybe?
Well,
that's a bit of a trend.
I want to
isn't
know about this trend because
trend.
you sent us this message about this jalapeno trend
keep
in
popping
Sauvignon
up
Blanc.
on my feed flat out. Everyone's saying like this is the new viral trend. You know, like when like a what do they call it, a hook when it gets on your Instagram and it's just like you got to hook people in to watch the video.
Yeah,
right.
It's like the new viral trend in wine, and they pour a glass of Sauvignon Blanc, and then they freeze a jalapeno and chuck the frozen jalapeno in. Like, because it's not green enough, or it's not vegetal enough, or it's not herbaceous enough. They wanted to just really make it like spicy. And
do you reckon that would work?
I mean, if that's something that if you wanted your wine to taste more like jalapeno, yeah, I reckon putting jalapeno in it would probably
people either love it or hate it. Like, it's really...
Well, I mean, we're about to find out anyway because I've got some frozen jalapenos.
I sent him the message thinking, there's no way he's going to make... This was last night. It was last night? It was last night.
Funnily enough, we actually have some Sauvignon Blanc here, don't we?
Oh my God, well, we have 6 of them.
Hang on.
Which Sauvignon Blanc is it though? Is it one that I like or is it one that I didn't like?
I want to do a control first. I want to try this without the jalapeno in it.
Fuck, I can smell it from here, mate. The pyroxine's on this thing. It's just awesome.
It's like my least favourite thing in wine.
This is fantastic.
What number is this number 1?
I don't know. It's the most
Sauvignon
Sauvignon
so
Blanc
different to what it was when I tasted it an
100%.
hour ago.
Yeah, that's number 1. That's that dog point.
All right, we're about to ruin the dog point. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I feel like we have to do this.
But I like the frozen element where it just cools it down a little bit.
This is what the people want. They want us to...
Do we need more or less?
I feel like I need to have this on camera. I need to have like...
It's easier to put more in.
We have just poured frozen jalapenos.
Yeah, we're going to do this.
Into our New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc.
Dog point.
I think they say take the seeds out.
Oh, well.
Doesn't matter. We have gone like to the absolute end of what I don't want to drink. And Henry's going to go first. He's going to tell it.
You know what it smells like? Jalapeno.
For me, it was like a spicy margarita sort of vibe. Like a Tommy's margarita is where I thought it could potentially go.
Fuck yeah, we should take the seeds out. I like that more than I did without the jalapenos in it.
What?
Oh, okay.
Do I want to drink either of them regularly? Probably not.
Am I going to burn myself here? Because I hate spicy food.
It's not spicy, but there's just this little kick at the end.
I like that. I'm into it.
You would be. Yeah, it's a bit masochistic.
It's very masochistic. There is definitely a spicy kick here.
Viral trend, they reckon. Jalapenos in Sauvignon Blanc. Two of my least favourite things in the world. Definitely.
See, like
he's not going to like this at all.
Oh my God, it's so green.
He's not going to like this at all.
You know when you cut a green capsicum open,
Yes.
like that, and you can't lose that smell no matter what you do. That's all it is.
I love that smell.
I'm into it. Smell, but I don't know if I want my wine to taste like that.
No, definitely not. But like if that was in like a daiquiri sort of style, like it was.
It's spicy.
Yep.
It tastes like jalapenos, and it's no good for me.
Oh man, like if I was drinking wine, like no. But if I was making, it's sort of like making sangria, but like a different kind of like a vegetal variant of that.
Blind to test people on like a not a fault in a wine, but to pick the dominant factor. Like if you prepared it and then took it all out once it cooled down.
You put it in those black glasses over there.
Yeah, because we do like what I do when I do like corporate events, for example. You know, they want to know how do I tell if a wine's sweet? How do I tell if a wine's salty? So I literally just grab wine and just put sugar in the wine, put salt in the wine, put acid in the wine, not acid in the wine, but like whatever you call that stuff, citric acid. Yeah, so then people can taste it and go, oh, now I know what you mean when you say this wine is highly acidic.
You just turn the gain knob up to 11 on it, so really focus.
Yeah, I mean that's like really intense. Like if someone said there's jalapenos in there, you'd be like, well done,
100%.
Yeah, well done.
At the AWRI, so there's one thing that as an Aussie you should definitely apply for is the AWAC course.
Already on it.
So fantastic, and they actually open up it's like 3 days worth of pretty hardcore scientific based sort of wine tasting to calibrate. And day one, they serve you all these wines where they have various faults that have actually been added to the wine. So they've actually gone and gotten them what's the word? The molecules, the aroma molecules that constitute things like TBA, TCA. They actually get trichloroanisole and add it to wine in a very measured amount. And then you might have like 4 or 5 wines. I won't tell you the fault, but it will be in randomized fashion. So this would be the control might be in the middle, but you won't be told that's the control.
Okay.
And then they grab all the data as you sort of plug into the system to help you calibrate exactly how much TCA or if it has TCA or TBA or whatnot, and they add So you could do some really kind of cool things, like smoke taint, for example.
Yeah.
You know, they'll put in Rotundo and whatnot.
So you've done this. You are doing. Haven't
I'm
done
on
that
the
part
I'm
yet.
on the list, so
Okay.
I don't know if I get the November intake or if I get the.
It's worth
next one.
doing. Totally worth doing.
When you did it, were there any wines that had faults that you preferred to the controls?
Oh yeah, 100%. And there's certain, like, I can totally appreciate as well coming out of it why people draw the conclusion that Australian winemakers are sterile. Like they do not tolerate. We do not in Australia anything aside from primary fruit. It's wild.
Yeah.
But there's things like an interesting one is the smell of rain-breaking drought, geosmin, which is petrichor, like the word we use to describe is petrichor. The molecule is geosmin, and you can add that, and it's that very distinct, almost metallic smell.
Like it's about to start raining.
It's about to start raining smell. Very unique to, I think,
Yeah,
Australians as well. We
specifically,
understand that really well. That's deemed default, and I was like, I fucking love this. Like Riesling with a bit of geosmin in it. Oh, it's
Yeah,
like
that's
chef's
cool.
kiss. You know, awesome.
Very interesting. I think that there is like something that the more you learn about wine, like it's that thing where you learn what a fault is and then you can identify it. And then when you're tasting wines in the future, you're like, this wine's faulty, therefore I think something about it. Whereas there is something to be said for living in blissful ignorance of like, I've had wines that you guys have stung for like reasons that these are made improperly. And I'm like, that's cool. I think it's yummy.
Yeah.
It's like jalapeno, that's a fault. There's a fault there. You haven't
Man,
filtered
if
the
that was
jalapenos
like, if that was
out
like
if you want.
frozen, like a frosé, if that was frozen, so it was
That's
almost
an
like a
idea.
twist on a spicy margarita, I am absolutely sold.
Yeah,
it's
for
just not fine wine.
No, it's not wine. Yeah, you're making drinks
Cocktail
now.
now.
You're making drinks.
But it
You're
feels
adding
like we were discussing a couple of days ago about wine-based cocktails. And most people can't even name any. And I'm like, have you heard of a spritz? Like you're like, is it
True.
wine-based?
Yeah.
You know, or like the exploration of vermouths, like more wine, more, especially in cocktail culture.
more wine in more places. Yeah. Speaking of more wine, you've been kind enough to bring a couple of things for us to blind taste.
Well, I feel like you did it to me, so
yeah,
it's only
we're
fair that I
doing the
repay
favour.
the favour, right?
So I think what we should do is have a go at identifying what these are. But while Brandon and I are working on what you obviously know who these are. You brought them. Tell us a little bit about you used to be a carpenter, yeah, Chippy.
Yep.
How did you end up getting into wine? What was because we've both got our like origin stories. I was a glassy for him 5 years ago, and then I got drunk at a Christmas show, and he asked me to start a YouTube channel. That's how I got into wine. How did you get into wine?
That's a really cool story. Mine's a little bit more. I don't know. Mine's a little bit more. No, mine's pretty interesting too, actually. I reckon. So, standard, family upbringing, 2 kids. Mum and dad work. Same sort of thing. Never went begging. Never missed anything. We were, very fortunate as kids. Always had a real addictive personality and love for Time Zone, the Melbourne show, all those kind of.
Did you say Time Zone?
Oh,
As
Time
in-
Zone.
as in the
I still
intensity.
love Time Zone.
Next time you come to Adelaide, dude.
Oh my God.
Let's just do a weird mandate, and we'll just
mate.
just be toolies in time zone.
Mate, when they open up in Melbourne, they open up the Time Zone where you can drink, for adults.
Yeah, dude.
We should go to Melbourne.
It's heaven.
I think we've got something similar, but yeah, actually
It's
no,
heaven.
we
We
haven't
should
got something
definitely
similar.
do- we should
You
definitely
should
do
pay
this.
me to go to Melbourne.
Yeah, weird mandate in Melbourne, definitely.
Yeah, dude.
And then as I grew older, that turned into a gambling passion, which turned into a gambling addiction, which, over, 13 years, I think it was, just really, ate away and destroyed everything that I'd built. Right? I was a chippy. I, ummed and ahed through jobs as 17, 18, 19, tried real estate, university, all those kind of things, and ended up, my dad was like, you need to be a tradie, so you've got accountability and you have to be somewhere and somebody can look after you, because if you're your own boss, you're fucked.
Did the structure of being a tradie help you?
Yes, it did, but I still gambled on the side after all of the interventions and stuff, because you just find a way, right? I was 21, 22, 23. I had
What sort of gambling?
pokies.
Bricky's laptop. The Bricky's laptop.
And back then, when I started, right, when I was 18, you didn't even have to press a button. You could just put your ATM card or your license in the button, and it would just keep spinning for you. I just went out and had darts and had beers and did whatever I had to do, and then come back and either you were out of money or you won money. It didn't really.
Dude, that's wild.
And I had no care when I was in real estate. I just I'm going to go drop 400 flyers off. I'll be back in 5 hours. You just went and sat at the pub. It's just what I did.
Yeah.
And it's only now that I'm really comfortable talking about it and I'm fine with it and what I lost and everything. And, I got sprung by sprung is not the right word. I got approached by my wife on the 9th of May in 2019. You got anything to tell me? I'm like, no. Nice dinner, wine, all the normal shit. We're going to America, 10 days later. we all good financially? And I'm like, yeah, well, we're fine. Like just all the normal stuff.
Yeah.
You know, eating my tacos. Honey, I know what's going on. I know all the accounts, the credit cards. I know what's going on. Like, this is your time now to tell me.
Yeah.
I'm calm. And she was really calm, which I think is what made it worse, right? The fact that she was
so
like
prepared,
so calm and quiet and just eating her food and drinking her wine like it was just a normal night. And I had this like, all right, it's like I'm fucked now. Like this is it, you know, that feeling in the pit of your stomach, that like, oh, I'm like completely fried. So
had you clocked it at this point when you were actively hiding it?
I was hiding everything. Like I was coming home, check the mailbox early so she wouldn't find
so
statements.
you were on it. You were
changing
actively
passwords
trying to.
on banking and
it's
stuff.
not like you were ignorant. You're like, no, this is normal. Everyone does this.
Well, the ADHD brain and my memory, which I'm really blessed with, is also a massive curse, right? Because it becomes so easy to manage all the lies and the webbing and everything because I could remember it all, right? And the obliviousness of like just pulling the wool over her eyes and just being able to like overrun the top of my parents or her or whoever it was just, it was a gift, right? Well, what I thought was a gift when I was gambling.
It's
and then
terrible superpower.
Yeah, of course. It's like the worst superpower you could think of, right? It's like if your superpower was Sauvignon Blanc drinking, like that would not be fun for me, right?
Yeah, enjoying mousiness in wine, that would be a superpower.
So that happened, right? And so I sort of I came clean over the next, like week or 10 days because, you can't remember everything at once and you have to sort of, I was like therapy, I was psychiatrist, psychologist, marriage counselors because I was like, I knew that I couldn't do it anymore and that was it.
Yeah.
And then we went to America as a family because I had one child then. Because I was like, well, there's no point in not going. I might as well try and save my marriage. Plus, you can't gamble in most of the states in America. So I knew I would have 31 days when I got back that I hadn't gambled for. And to think of not gambling for one day was like heaven, let alone 31 days. When I got back, I was like, that's a month. And I haven't. And then I got back and I was like, I've got money. It's like, this is really weird.
So the whole, because I don't gamble, and the whole like you win. Like you lose more, you win less, you lose more. Isn't that the saying?
You're always losing.
Did you?
You're geared to lose.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. Like I knew that I was losing overall. Like I
just didn't care.
Couldn't care less.
So
completely polarized by them.
So I like a punt. Like I don't mind. I tend to do
have
sports
a crack
betting. Yeah. No, fuck that ad. Gambling. Roy and HG have this bit at the moment about how like all this commotion about gambling advertising. You know what we should do? Get rid of all the ads on the TV. The government should just take a little bit of your salary and bet it on your behalf because then we don't need to worry about all the ads, which are annoying, right? But everyone has to bet. That's what we're doing here in this country because that's why we're doing all the... And there's a point... It's satirical and all of that bullshit. Yeah. But the thing for me that is so wild about... Like, with pokies. Pokies are geared to pay out like 83 cents or 87 cents on the dollar sort of thing. So it is a... big maths numbers, you eventually lose it sort of thing. But I had and I've always thought, pokies, how silly. I got addicted to Candy Crush last year, which is even fucking stupider, man. Like, it was the same thing. You're sitting there going like, flashing, because it can't be the money thing.
It's like counterintuitive to think, I'm going to sit here and put in pineapple after pineapple after pineapple of my money, which I don't have, which I'm borrowing and stealing and begging and doing whatever else I'm doing to get, to press a button to potentially win 85% back of what I'm betting.
Exactly. Potentially.
Right?
On a good day.
On a really good day. But yet I did it for 13 years.
Yeah,
right? Like, 'cause I was caught originally when I was younger, because it started when I was like, before I was 18. And I was caught early on. And then, Dad was like, coming under my wing, I'm going to bail you out of your... out of your debt, out of your stealing from the work you were at, and I'm going to bail you out of all of that because that's what we do, and we're going to help you, and then within a few months, you're just straight back on that train, right? Because getting outside help isn't going to help.
No,
personally,
it removes the big stress of like, I've been caught in something that I'm embarrassed about and hiding from people. All of a sudden, I'm not aware of that, but it doesn't, having the financial burden taken off of you all of a sudden doesn't mean like, I can never gamble again.
I don't know how many people have done this. Like, is sit in front of your own parents and tell them something that literally made my mum weep and cry like I've never seen her cry. Like one of the strongest women that I know, probably the strongest woman besides my wife that I know.
Yeah.
To sit there and tell her something that just makes her break down in front of you. Like that is like...
It's like
it's a genuine part of my life that I don't want to forget, but God, I wish I could forget about it. Like at the same time, right? And then my dad was a bit more of like a reasoning, like, all right, well, how do we get you out of this? And I'm like, you don't. You cannot help me get out of this. Even though financially you can, and you offer to, you can't. You have to let me do this on my own.
Yeah.
And you know, my wife's resentment towards my parents for enabling me, which was what was going on back then. I was like, and only now I think she finally gets that I'm like, they didn't enable me. I blindsided them. I manipulated them. I lied to them. I tugged on their emotive as being a parent, right?
Yeah.
I tugged on all of that to get what I needed. I need to do this education course for my schooling for carpentry. It's $2,000. You know, I don't have the money. Can you guys
So you
pay
just
for my
straight
schooling?
up lied.
Yeah, and then like the course was like $500. You know, but they would just pay the rest of it, and that was it, right? There becomes like a point when you have to admit that it's just manipulation, deceit, lies, and whatever you were doing. It's no one else's fault, right? That I did what I did at all.
Yeah.
You know, and then that sort of happened. That's really hard, like to tell your parent. Then I had to go I went from my parents to her parents, like straight in the car. She was like, "This is what we're doing now," and then that was on like a Tuesday, and 2 days later we flew to America for 4 weeks.
How was the trip?
It was odd. It was like a lot of like, you're getting up for the kid, you're doing this. We are not, you know, like we are not
cool. We're not okay.
But we are going to do it for him, for his memory.
Yeah.
He was old enough to know what was happening, like in terms of where we were. And we were with friends. We had some really good confidants over there that helped me through these times, who share similar values to what I shared. And it just gave me a chance to get a break from the gambling, right? And then we came home. You know, I'm doing everything. I'm doing like psychiatric appointments, you know, finding out my ADHD levels, and I'm doing everything I could possibly do with no money and spending, you know, thousands on therapy, knowing that I had to do something, right? And so I kept making these promises and I kept sticking with it. And then my mum came back from the States like 2 months later, Brennan, because I loved rosé, like rosé was the best. And she's like, there's this rosé in America. We got drunk on it. Like every night we were there, you have to get it for me because it's just the best. I'm like, okay, sweet. So I Googled it, Hampton Water it was called. So it's Jesse Bon Jovi and Hampton.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
amazing.
I emailed them. 2 days later, I get a Filipino number calling me. I'm like, this is weird. So I answered it. I don't know why. Some French bloke, you know, smoking a cigarette. Hello, Brendan. My name is Jan. I am the ambassador for Jalapeno in Philippines. I'm like, okay. He's like, you interested in Hampton Water? Terrible French accent, sorry. And I'm like, yeah, I'm really interested. 2 days later, 4 bottles turned up on my doorstep. I had no idea what was going on.
So this is you just as a consumer.
This is me in the middle of, you know, like the highest amount of debt I would ever imagine, trying to save my marriage, raise a child, go to work with my business partner who knew that I was a gambling addict, who I was then like, you know, look, I need your help here to get me on the straight and narrow. I need you to, you know, guide me and make me work hard and work more and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then she's like, here's this wine. And so it turns up, and then we start going, I wonder if I could import this. And
wait, there's no importer for...
There wasn't at the time.
No.
There was nothing, right? They were only in their
You
infancy.
imported Hampton Water?
It was their first vintage, right? And so
Wait, who imports Hampton Water now? Is it you?
No. Damn it, the Dan's, mate, the big dirty, big green building.
Of course they
that's
did.
another story. But so I did that, and I started like, it just became all consuming this, can I import this wine and sell it?
Yeah.
And then I started going, all right, it's got a really good brand presence. Then these Bon Jovi fans started messaging me on Instagram and calling me, going, are you importing it? And I'm like, maybe. And then I'm like, they're like, I ring the winery and talk to the winery. And they're like, okay, well, you got to take four pallets. You got to take 2,500 bottles, and you got to pay for it up front, and then you got to ship it. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, it's going to cost you X amount of dollars. And I'm like, fuck. Like I'm X amount of dollars negative. Like I don't have X amount of dollars. You know, then mum and dad come in, you know, we'll help you. And no, I can't take money from you.
Yeah.
I need to go and get another loan. You know, out of all the other secret loans that I had.
Just pause here. How's your wife on this?
So she was happy that I had something to occupy my brain because I'm clearly like...
You got a new hyperfixation, which is
correct.
laptop.
Yeah, but her biggest worry that I was going to...
But it was also she wanted that wine though, didn't she? Wasn't she
No,
the one that
was my mum, sorry.
Your mum wanted the wine.
My mum and my sister.
Okay.
And then my wife, obviously, when we tried it, we were like, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
But it was like a $40 bottle retail here in 2019 and 2020. So that's like, it's expensive for
this is
rosé,
pre-COVID.
right? Like, yeah, pre-COVID. And this is like, you know, when people are, you know, $15 is like your average spend on a bottle at bottle shops, right? So we took the plunge. We did it. We imported it. I took the loan.
You bought 4 pallets of Hampton Water.
Yeah, I bought 2,400 bottles, right? Right? And then I took another pallet afterwards, right? So then they come on the water, and you got to pay the shipping company. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. Then they landed, and then they're like, oh, by the way, you owe us wet tax. 29%. plus 5% import duty, plus 10% GST.
Yeah, they tax the taxes
up front. And I was like, that's like another, like whatever it was, $1,000. I'm like, what the fuck do I do now? Like, I can't get another loan. I literally cannot get another loan. Like, we just sold our house to help get out of the shit we were in.
Yeah.
So I borrowed some money from a family member just to get it off the ship so
I
could sell it. Because I had a lot of it pre-sold, right? Like, so I was like, oh, I'll get rid of those pellets, get the money back and deal with that.
Yeah.
Then I started to just rock up in my high-vis gear, tradie, after work with 2 pink bottles of Hampton water in my hands, walking in going, hey, I'm here selling this. I'm importing it. I have exclusive rights. I'm going...
so we're talking like bottle shops, restaurants?
I'm only going bottle shops. I'm just going independently owned bottle shops. I'm going to no chains. I'm going to no high supermarkets. I'm just going independent. I'm saying we're Bon Jovi and Jesse Bon Jovi backed, right? You're going to have fans buying this, let alone the general public. So I get a few people on board, like some big retailers in Melbourne on board, like private, going really well. Go to Sydney for some rosé festival on my own, like loving life. I'm like, this is a new lease on life, right?
Yeah.
Or we're running a carpentry business as well. This is just like a side gig. Order another couple of pellets, come over. Like,
so you cleared the 4 pallets.
I did 7,000 bottles in 14 months on my own, right? On my own.
Well done.
Of a $40 to $45 RRP rosé, right? I mean, it did help that Jesse and John Bon Jovi during COVID then in 2020, we did some beer pong battles on Instagram Live. And then John Bon Jovi mentioned my name and my website live on this feed. And I had like 250 orders come through in
I wonder what John Bon Jovi, like if it got out that you were rocking up like with high vis and just really promoted
We
that.
had this like really
they would have thought
good,
that's the coolest.
like dynamic going where it was, because their son was Jesse's so passionate about this project and built it from the ground up. And then I was this like nobody with no experience doing this. And then all of a sudden I got a phone call from someone going, oh, like it's a shame to see your bottles in Dan Murphy's. And I was like, what do you mean? I didn't sell out to Dan Murphy's. They're like, yeah, I'm in Adelaide actually, of all places. And it's on the shelf here for $34 a bottle and $32 in a 6-pack. And I was like, it's weird. I'm like, are you sure? And I rang Dan Murphy's. The hotline, whatever. Oh, no, we don't have that in our system. There's no SKU. I'm like, okay, sweet. Go to my local Dan Murphy's from work on my lunch break. No, nothing there. I'm like, okay, maybe it's just whatever. Then I got a photo from the person. They went to them. It's there. And I'm like, so I email the rep, radio silence for a few days, like nothing. I'm like, I have retailers then ringing me. I can't believe you sold out. You promised us exclusivity. They're $9, $10 a bottle cheaper. How are we going to make our margin now? Like, you've sold us out. And I'm like, I didn't. I really, really didn't. Like, I had a contract, like a signed contract that I thought was...
Did they grey import it?
Well, in hindsight, I should have had the contract checked by somebody professional. My legal expertise is about zero.
ADHD superpower.
Yep. That all looks good. Sign it. Yep, I am sweet.
Yeah, but even in the wine industry, it's I say, like, at least in Australia, it's quite a rare occurrence. Like, all of it's a rare occurrence. That firstly, the Hampton water would roll with just an individual that's not a rando. Yep. That you would end up having that and then getting it to be successful, obviously by working bloody hard at it.
Really hard. Like, that's when the Instagram thing really started to like ramp up, because I was really trying to promote. And then the fact that I did so many bottles in 14 months on my own, like my wife helped me, yes, but she's the polar opposite of me in terms of a camera and getting out in public. Yeah. She doesn't even follow me on Instagram, like my own wife, right? Like that's no, that's a bit,
Deep
she
cut.
sees all my videos on the phone, but anyway. It was taken, and it was so brutally taken from me.
So what's happened? The rep's gone behind your back and gone,
so somebody from that corporate in Australia, Pinnacle, whatever it is, Endeavour, Pinnacle, whichever. I always get them confused.
Same.
They obviously have people that search for products.
Yeah,
right?
and this
Clearly,
brand's popping off.
Which I've learned through people that used to work there who now tell me that they're paying people to search for products up and coming that they can then take.
Absolutely.
And they import, 300,000 bottles from the same producer of other wine. So they obviously went to the producer and said, we want this wine as well. You give it to us. So they took it. And then, the conversation with me, with the boss of whatever, Australasia, the big boss. Oh, we're so sorry. We're this, it's business, opportunity. I'm like, contract, whatever. I'm like, well, if you would have read the contract properly, we have our rights to terminate and blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fine. That's on me.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, well, you owe us still for half a pallet. We'll give you the half a pallet of wine. And I'm like, awesome, thanks. I'm happy for the couple of $1,000s, but you've really hurt my reputation amongst some of these retailers.
Yeah.
It took me a long time going back to them saying, I really didn't sell out. Like I promise you, like it was and the wine is still on the shelf at Dan's now.
Forget the half pallet of wine. Can I get a letter from you guys saying
that I didn't do it.
Is that
well, I mean, in the end, going in there and really, like, they can see it, right? They can really see it. When you go in there and say, mate, I can give you my honest, like, I really didn't do this. Like, do you really think I built something after what I went through to then just sell out to Dan? Like, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, it's not the point.
And then it's still sitting, they're like 3 vintages behind at Dan Murphy's now, discounted all the time. Like, it just doesn't, the brand's, in Australia, in my opinion, the brand's dead. And we had really, really
It's a shame. It's actually a really good fun brand in the States.
And it's a really good wine, too. It's really well made. Maybe it's not $45 worth. It would have been interesting to do it, actually. But it was...
It's the American version of Whispering Angel.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. But then what happened to me was, like, that triggered a shift going, well, hang on a minute. People like wine. I like wine. I like social media. Maybe I could start selling wine, like retail. Like maybe I switch from wholesale, which is a lot of money up front, to retail, which can be
cash up front.
No money. I can pay for the wine before I buy it from the supplier. I'm like, this is brilliant. Like when the people buy it.
Yeah.
So I completely like flipped the switch on its head, realized I had a pretty good knack of like meeting people and getting good relationships going, and then just started buying and trading wine. And that was really like, from then, that was in like 21, say. And then from then, it's just been a steady incline of doing it. And then last year, me and my wife decided that like the business was starting to affect my business partner in carpentry. Like, cause I was like traveling for events. I was like, cause I want to just do events. I want to just host and be loud and talk and obnoxious and be fun and whatever. But it was affecting him and our work. So I said, I got to get out now. And we had a conversation. We were in business for like a long time, like over a decade. And he's like, yep, that's fine. Like, I see it. I'm like, I do not want to leave you in the shit. I don't want you to buy me out. I don't want anything from you. I just want to take what's mine rightfully.
Yeah.
And then leave you in a good space. So we made that decision, set all the legal shit in motion, contracts for all
Had someone else read the contracts.
100% always have somebody else read the contracts and draw it all up. And then this is, I'm going to make a little bit of a personal story, but it's fun. I'm sitting on the dunny, 6 o'clock in the morning, getting ready for work. It's freezing cold. I'm doing my, it's in the morning, it's 6 o'clock. My wife opens the door, which is weird. She's like, we're a team, aren't we, darling? I'm like, yep. Like, just leave me alone. Like, can I just do my shit in peace? Like, leave me alone.
Ominous, but yes.
You love me, right? I'm like, yep. And she's like, we're a team. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Like, yes, we're at 6 o'clock in the morning, leave me alone. And she's like, we're having another baby. And in the meantime, I had 2 more babies. So I had 3 boys already when we made this decision, right? So I had 3. So I managed to save my marriage and my relationship.
You're built for this life. You have to be ADHD, I think.
Oh man, I feel like I would struggle if I was not. And she's she's the opposite, right? And so she tells me this, and I reckon, probably Turtle just went straight back up, and I wasn't going to do anything else. Like I was done. And I sat there in utter silence for at least 30 minutes, I reckon. Like, and then got dressed, went to work. And I think I even spoke to her. Like, I think I just went to work. Like, with this, we've just made the largest career, like life decision we've made since what happened, and probably the biggest ever. And now you're telling me that I have to go and buy a new car, rearrange the house, buy furniture, like bunk beds, bunk the board, change everything we've done.
The whole layout of the life's about to shift.
Because of a baby, right? And it's like, do you want to still be a carpenter now? I'm like, I can't go back now. Like, I've made the decision. Like, I'm happy with what I want to, this is what I want to do.
Things in motion.
And so then that was okay. When she's pregnant, that's like, it's not that bad. Like, it's hard for her, don't get me wrong, especially when she was heavily pregnant. But early on, I was like, this is sweet. I'm doing my wine thing. I'm going to tastings. I'm traveling. She's got the boys. We're like coasting, And then the baby comes. And then like, 4 kids is like putting 10,000 jalapenos in one glass.
Oh, dude, I believe
like it will just blow. It's like, it is just, any kid is crazy, let alone 4. And the fact that I did this massive career change at the same time.
Yeah.
It's just been a really, really steep learning curve.
You ever watch Grand Designs with Kevin McLeod?
Oh, yeah.
Drive me nuts.
So
can't handle those.
He's always doom and gloom.
It's always shit like this going on. It's just like Gavin and Stacey have decided to build a modern equivocation of a Scottish castle. Their budget is £10,000 and they have 7 children. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, but it makes good. It makes good theatre, right?
It makes good. That's why Kevin McLeod's won Emmy.
And I talk about my story. I've done more podcasts on gambling than I have podcasts on wine.
Wow.
And like radio interviews and stuff like that, because to me, without the gambling, this would not exist, and without that notion,
the bad shit's part of the good shit too.
Well, it has to be, right?
It's probably drink that quick. That's getting spicy. Yeah.
I don't think I could even put that in my mouth. Your reaction then, and you probably like spicy foods.
I do like spicy.
I want to catch some of our North American viewers up on a few things. Just a quick check on some nomenclature here to bring them up to speed. So glassy.
Glassy, I'm someone who, busboy, washes glasses in a restaurant or in a bar.
Cool. Chippy.
Someone who builds houses out of wood.
Construction
Timber.
work.
Sorry,
Yeah.
wood is for the first thing my boss told me as an apprentice. Wood is for burning, timber is for building. That's literally it. And every time I said wood, whack across the back of the head. I mean, you probably can't do that these
With a
days
piece of
now. with a hammer, probably.
All right, we used two words that they wouldn't be able to
Another
hit
one
with
as
for the
well.
same thing, which was pokies and Bricky's laptop, which
Yeah.
is
Pokies slot machines.
slot machines.
Bricky's
Yeah.
laptop being like a block
A bricky.
layer.
What's a bricky? Here's a
Block layer.
Block layer.
A block layer.
Yeah. Bricky's laptop.
Also, to all the Americans watching, you guys, like, Australia is probably, I don't know, 15, 20 years ahead of you in terms of how much gambling has infiltrated our culture.
Yeah, it's wild.
Enjoy that. You've cooked it. Anyway.
There's more gambling than there is Subway. That's
Dunny.
for sure.
Yeah.
Dunny.
Toilet.
Yep.
Wash closet. If you wanna
Wash
get really
closet.
technical.
Water closet.
Water closet. That's it.
What are the other? So you obviously worked on the tools for quite a fair while.
20 years.
What are the other? There's obviously Sparky, which is an
Electrician, plumber.
plumber.
Yep.
They're plumbers.
Roofer,
They're plumbers.
Roof tiler.
Roof tiler.
Tiler.
Yep. Tyler.
Well,
Tylee.
That was just a
tiling,
bloke
we
you used
call
to
it
work with.
Bikey. No, yeah.
Plasterer. They call it something different over there because they do plastering different to how we do it here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What wine is this? What do you
This is my gut feeling. So I'm a little bit shaken by this wine because firstly, the acid is glorious. It's beautiful acid here. And there is a like a green appleness to the palate weight, a really peculiarity with the acidity that makes me go Riesling.
Okay.
And like really, really well made, really sort of phenolically right Riesling. On the nose, I don't go there though. On the nose, I go more Chardonnay.
Yeah.
And more like restrained aspect of Chardonnay. But I don't count a Chardonnay that tastes like this. I count a Riesling that tastes like this.
For sure.
So my heart's in Riesling.
Yeah, all of that's cool, and how it tastes is great, and how it smells is great. I've just been hanging out with him for an hour, and I reckon it's a Yarra Valley Chardonnay based on that entirely.
It's lovely.
It is
a lovely
lovely.
wine.
It is a very lovely wine. So it's a lovely wine. Do you want to grab it?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
You want to, which one is it?
Tall one.
Tall boy. Oh shit! It is a Riesling.
Yeah.
Oh shit! It is a Riesling.
So this
Hey,
is
nice.
Made,
I'm
this
glad
is
of
made
that.
by this is made by one of my mates, and if you follow me, you know that Dom
beautiful.
Valentine, who has Valentine Wines, and he's also now the head winemaker at Seville Estate in the Yarra Valley. This is
wow.
his 2022 Riesling. And before I get it wrong, yeah, it is Murrindindi from Yea Valley, so it's his
Murrindindi.
Riesling. So I get this like really like lime sherbet, you know, like the sherbet bombs, the lime sherbet bombs, and the acid really is what drives that wine. I reckon.
There is something that like we often talk about like Riesling acidity as being like high and low, right? But there is actually and it's something that I'm becoming more and more attuned to with Riesling. Riesling does something on the palate acid-wise that no other grape variety I've ever encountered does. And it's so distinct and it's so specific. You know, it's this multi-layered level of acid that is so almost like three-dimensional on the palate. And this has it in spades. This is like... Yeah. He's like having that lime, like it's such a good way to describe it.
One of the first events I ever did, and one of the biggest things that was always my aim, which is probably still my aim really, it's just like it's just changed a little bit now, was that there is so many amazing producers, winemakers that are assistant winemakers or associate winemakers at some of the big wineries.
Doing their side
They have
hustle
their
thing.
own side hustle. Because
Yeah.
I had a side hustle. I was like, well, how can I use my platform to help your side hustle? Well, let's start promoting and doing your wine. So I started doing like events focused on winemakers who worked for big wineries but did their own job on the side. And this Dom is that because they don't have time to do their own. They have time to make the wine that they're paid to make. They have time to make their own wine. Then they have a family. When are they going to sell it?
Yeah.
And they're not. And most. I don't mean this in any disrespect to winemakers, so apologies. But I consider winemakers to just be farmers, right? Really, and like agriculturalists or whatever you want to call it. Like they're people of the land. They're not. You know, I call some. They don't even call me back for like a month. Like I didn't have my phone on me. I'm like, what, for a month?
Yeah.
Like you didn't have your phone? Like my phone lives on me.
wouldn't that
Like
be awesome?
literally. Like. And they're like, oh, no, I didn't really need it. I was just in the vineyard and doing my thing. And
You kind of want that, I think. I think the expectations now on what we would call winemakers, which is a very new world term as well, is like wild. Like they need to be literally everything all the time.
And that's it's better. And I mean, this is testament. This is like, I think it's like 30, I'm going to say 38 or $33 a bottle.
That is a
delicious.
really,
Like it's
really
absolutely
good wine.
delicious. Like
I don't think winemakers should have to be everything, because if winemakers have to be everything, then you and I are out of a job.
Correct.
Yeah, like I want my winemaker to be very bad at communication, because I want them to be so locked in on how to make the best possible wine that they don't care about how it sells. Their passion is making the best.
But you want them to sit here and not sell you the wine. You want them to educate you on the wine, right?
Yeah.
And that's what they need. That's what they need to do. And then there's people like us, obviously, then have the platform and the ability to. I don't have the. I hate the technical side of things, like all those compounds and that kind of stuff. That is so lost on me because it's not for me. When I go to an event and it's just a winemaker talking about everything that happened, I'm like, oh my god, like come on, like this is the same as every other event. Like, can we just talk differently? Like, can we just make it more? You know, can we make it different?
Yeah. No, I agree.
Well, should we check out this? You've brought another blind as well.
Yeah.
Should we
let's
get
try
another
the
blind in the
others
glass?
as well.
Should we just tip all this into the jalapeno glass?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
And then we'll see what it does at the end.
Noah, would you mind?
Yeah, I'll top it up for you.
That's a really good blend now.
Like, the brightness of the Riesling might bring a bit of life back to that
you.
jalapeno Sauv Blanc. Okay, that's light.
It is,
Well, I
right?
mean, you know,
Wow.
there's always a story. You know, like that first wine is about someone that is close to me that I value, who's helping teach me the wine making side of things.
Yeah.
You know, and that for me is where like that's the next frontier, right? Learn the wine making.
So that's one end of the spectrum, and this is mass-produced Dan Murphy's house.
Nah, hell no. No, this is interesting. So you commented about how like light it is, and I've only ever seen that out of like Sauvignon Blanc and Riesling,
Yes.
right? But the smell of this, it's banana boat. It's like,
Yeah,
and
it's
in a
very
nice way, in a
banana-y.
very, very nice
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
Like
delicious.
there's oak that's driving it, but it's a really classy, perfect coconut. Not American oak coconut, not like in a pejorative way, in a really lovely way.
It's always so, and I love listening to people that are much more highly educated in wine than myself, which is pretty much everybody in wine at the moment, because my level of education is like self-taught, self-read.
Dude, feels.
Exactly. I'm glad I've got someone else, but it's like when you listen to them, then it's the most, when I learn the most, right? Like you learn about what compound is called what and why it goes there. Why does Riesling taste like kerosene, because of the sunburn, because of the sun. Like you wouldn't learn that unless you met somebody who knows all about that, right? You can read it on
Here's
the
the thing.
internet and whatever.
We wouldn't learn it
No.
by reading it on the internet.
No,
Because
I'm
learned it in a
What I'm
book.
watching on the internet is not. Like I watch you guys. I watch Constantine. I watch Aaron.
Cool.
And that's really about as far as my watching of wine people go, because I don't have much time. My brain doesn't sit for long enough to watch full episodes. 'Cause I'm on my phone on an auction site, or I'm on a wine site, or I'm researching for an event or something. Like you just can't.
You know what is the craziest thing I've ever seen? I saw it last night. A friend of mine was over, and she similarly sort of spicy brain, ADHD sort of stuff.
Spicy brain.
And you know how they've elongated TikToks. You can post longer TikToks. So she watched the first half of the TikTok on normal speed, and then she's like, oh, "Okay, I've got the gist," and then watches it in 2 times speed. And she's
I
like,
think that's something I'd do.
"Dude,
I love that.
Crazy behavior. I could not believe."
Really?
It's literally, I'm sitting there playing Forza Horizon 5, and I'm just hearing like.
That's very funny.
That's what my actual brain sounds like.
Yeah,
That's how my brain
I
sounds
feel
like.
it,
Yeah.
but at the same time, watching I don't have the attention span to watch a full TikTok on normal speed was
That's me with YouTube. And
I watch YouTube at double speed now. I could only get it to 1.5, but now I feel I can get it up to 2, and they've allowed you to go up to 3 now. And I'm like, I'm not sure I'd.
That's why my videos, like I want them to be, when I do YouTube, I want them to be shorter. Like, but the guy that helps me with that side of my business is, 45 minutes. I'm like, no, mate. I'm like, people don't have the attention span to listen to me gibber on.
It depends.
For that long. It depends on the episode, obviously.
Depends
right?
on the episode, depends on the context. But like if you're trying to fix someone's problem, they just want to get an answer to their problem.
Correct.
Oh,
They don't
yeah.
want
Yeah,
to
It's
know
like
what's
you got to
going
be
on.
educational, you got to be inspirational, you got to be entertaining, or there's more. Like it's like 4 key, whatever it is, And I'm like,
Hot.
People don't understand. People think that I've been. A lot of people think hot helps. People
Hot
think I've been
helps.
doing this for a long time and have this, but I've really just made it up as I've gone along. Right?
Yeah.
Like all my content is one take. There is no, I didn't like that video. I better I better refilm it and do it again. It's like if I fuck it up and I say something, like it is what it is. Like and that's that like authentic, real, and that's where a lot of the ones that I like, people that I follow or call them influence. I don't even like the word influencer. I think it's just
It's
not
pejorative.
what I want to be.
Yeah.
Right? There's that's the side of my business, yes, but it's not what I want to be. It's like if you're not that real authentic, it's made, it's staged, and it feels a bit more like this is a stage, yes, but it's not staged content. Like we literally just ran it off, did one take. Yeah. Like, I messed up the camera with this symbol thing that I did with my finger. Like, like that's all. It's not, and in other places they'd be like, oh, we better retake that. It's like, well, no, let's not.
My mum's from traditional media. She was a journalist for one of the news networks for a long time, and there's arguably 2 generations between me and her. And
no, that's not arguable. It's well and truly.
There'd be an unplanned child in there somewhere if it was 2 gens. But anyway, like it is very much so. There's a big gap. She's in the midst of her 60s, close to 70. Anyway, so she's got she thinks influencer is a dirty word. And I'm like, Mum, I hate to break it to you, but the only reason they put you on television is to get people to pay attention long enough to watch the ads in between. And that's just what the new media influencer thing. And we're wine influencers sitting around here. And I've started to sort of I don't know, not reclaim the term, but I feel comfortable saying it because I think the roles that we're in, reviewers are trying to influence people's opinion. Influencing in the dirty sense of messaging a restaurant and being like, hey, I've got 30,000 followers. What can you do for me?
That's not being an influencer. That's being a dick.
Oh, sorry, a dick. Yeah, that's what I was going to say as well.
That's like using, I call that like using my influence to an advantage. Be like messaging all the wineries and saying, well, hey, you should send me all your wine for free because I'm who I am. It's like, well, no. If I'm doing an event, I'm going to ring the winery and say, I want to use your wine.
Yep.
Yeah. I need X amount of bottles.
We're media.
I understand. If you can give them to me for free, that's absolutely fantastic. And you will get a heap of publicity and coverage for that. But I am 100% absolutely happy to pay for this at whatever price you want to charge. Because at the end of the day, it's a business. It's your wine. It's your product.
Yeah.
And and that's...
And it'll get incorporated into the price of the ticket anyway.
Correct,
it just means the higher the price of the ticket, the less that wine's going to be able to sell. So I think... At the end of the day, when we get contacted by media for the same sort of thing, it's a no-brainer for us. Yeah. And it really depends, I guess, on the winery's desires. Like if we want to grow, then we want to get the wine out there.
Yeah, some wineries are like, we haven't worked with you in the past. Like pay for these ones now, and then in the future when we have a business relationship, we're happy to look at it. And that's, mate, I get it, man. I'm just this random dude ringing you up because I'm more of a phone bloke than an email kind of guy. And it's like,
I'm going to quit here and go work for you.
I'm looking for someone at the moment.
No, I'm fine.
But it's just it's at the end of the day, yes, it's a business, but it's hospitality, so it's all about the people. Right? Yeah, and a lot of it is lost on a lot of people. It's just being behind a keyboard, behind a computer in an office. They forget that it is literally just reaching out to somebody. I'll get asked, I bet you 50 times. I don't bet anymore, obviously, but how did you get onto the blind tasting with the Bottle Shock boys, or how did you get a podcast with Breno? How did you do that? And I'm like, well, what I did was I grabbed my phone, and I sent him a message and said, hey mate, love what you do. I'm going to be in Adelaide. Can I pop in?
It's literally
That's what you did. Yeah. Well, how'd you get into that winery? Well, I picked up the phone and I called them on their landline. They're like,
giving away all the secrets.
What's a landline? And I'm like, well, that's a phone that's connected to a wall. And they're like, what? It's like winemakers and people like yourselves and me, I absolutely love getting in contact with people and when people message me and say something. I mean, unless it's rude and mean and whatever, which is fine. Like
even then, it's kind of fun.
You get that. Like sometimes you're like, are you really that sad in your life that you have to say that to me? Like, come on. Like,
I've got a bit of a tryst going on with the South Africans at the moment. So
I'm sure anyone that makes Sauvignon Blanc at the moment is going to have a massive issue with me, but that's okay. Like it is, you can't like everything, and there's too many influencers in commerce that think every single wine that they post is the best wine they've ever consumed. And that is just factually impossible.
100%. Yeah, we've
94 points, everything, right?
Hey, 94 points, man. Thanks for turning up. Participation awards for everyone. Well done, millennials and Gen Z.
Zip about points. I'm just going to...
Yeah, we've been... Something that we've been... Actually, we should figure out what this wine is before we...
well, that's Chardonnay. That's amazing fucking A-grade Chardonnay. Dappled.
It's fucking amazing Chardonnay, isn't it? You'd think you would play the man and I would bring Yarra Valley, wouldn't you?
That's what I'm playing at the moment, yeah, okay, and that's where I'm
in the wrong state.
Wrong state.
In the wrong state. You're the right grape, like absolutely categorically.
It's killer. I mean, is it? It doesn't not remind me of something like Murdoch Hill or Rocket from South Australia.
That'll be too big for that. This is too lean, too bright, too crunchy, too mineral. I'm going Margs.
Tassie?
Margs. Tassie.
Margs is correct.
Yeah. Fuck. Tassie's actually can be more robust than
this
Vic.
This is 2023, which I think for me, Margaret River 23s are just...
That's going to be timeless wine. Like, that's going to be like a 20-year prospect.
This is Lawn Estate.
Lawn Estate.
Yeah, it's Prelude though. This is their Prelude Chardonnay. So this is their entry level Chardonnay.
What's that cost you?
No.
Yeah, this is, well, I mean, it's
Whoa.
like anywhere between $34, I think, at Costco, or 35, and up to 40 something. That to me, and I posted this reel the other week, is the best value sub $40 Chardonnay that I've put in my mouth. To me, that was my call.
I agree. It would certainly
it's
be
made
up
by the same people that make Art Series.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
In the same barrel room with some of the same
and a
grapes,
cracking
I would say.
vintage.
Cracking vintage.
Yeah.
I mean, every vintage in Margaret River seems to be cracking because it's just beautiful, right?
Yeah.
But that to me is just an awesome. If you said to me how many would you buy in price, I'd be like, I'll buy 2 dozen of them. I never buy a dozen wines ever.
Yeah. No, you buy 4 pallets of wine.
Yeah, well,
if it's rosé,
that's to
all
sell.
bets
That's
are off
to
if it's
sell.
rosé.
Rosé all day. Rosé all day.
Rosé
So
all
you're
day.
to people. You are in Adelaide at the moment because you're you're hosting
Shiraz Challenge.
a Shiraz challenge.
First of the Shiraz Challenge for 5 cities around Australia.
Cool.
And I thought I'd better start in Adelaide, considering all you guys drink is Shiraz, pretty much. Right? Maybe not Adelaide Hills, but the rest of them famously drink
Yep,
Shiraz. And
of course.
Brisbane, for some reason, just drinks Shiraz.
Yeah, because there's just
Crazy, dude.
5-10
I
years
went up
behind
there, I
the rest
reckon
of
I
us.
lost 4 kilos in sweat in 24 hours. Not long
Replaced it
ago.
with Shiraz.
Oh, yeah, they wanted to. I'm like, I want to drink Chardonnay and reason. They're like, no, we're having Shiraz tonight. And I'm like, no.
Why?
Yeah.
So I'm here for that.
Yep.
Obviously, the idea was, fly in early, come and spend some time with you boys, head back in the city, go to a few bars, and then I can do some content around, what is good in Adelaide to go and visit. You can't do
Hell yeah.
everything,
Yeah,
but,
dude.
This has been like, this is.
So can people you're still doing the 4 remaining cities after
I've
Adelaide?
got Melbourne next, Brisbane.
And can people still buy tickets for
Yeah,
those?
Melbourne's got a couple left, maybe like 4 left.
Yeah, awesome.
Brisbane's got like 10 left. That's at the end of July. I mean, the thing that I found, and that my whole mission, I used to get asked this. Erin Larkin actually asked me this the most out of anybody. She's like, where do you see, like, what's your lane? Like, where do you see yourself? This was a question from early on. Right? And back then I didn't really have what I thought was a lane. I thought I could be an Instagrammer, like an influencer. I could be a retailer. I could be an event host. I could be a wholesaler. And I'd be like, all right, I'll just employ people to run all of it, right? It's possible, obviously. But now I know that my lane is to bring the next generation. And that's not true because I have 70-year-olds and really old couples coming to a lot of my events.
Yeah.
Because they just want to drink with young people who love wine the way that they do.
It's a
I want the
psychographic,
next-
not a demographic.
I want the next bunch of people that are spending $10 or $15 at Dan's to come and spend $30, $40 and appreciate the next level. And then be able to drink better wine amongst
100%.
people who love it. Because there's so many tradies, especially out there, who fucking love wine.
You were telling us a story. You sold a tradie some wine. What today?
Today,
What'd you sell him?
Rousseau, 2 bottles of Rousseau at 6 o'clock in the morning on the aeroplane.
Noel's almost spat his wine all over the fucking computer.
I got a text message from like a seller. I've got these 2 bottles. Are you interested? I was like, look, at that price, maybe not. Like, there's not a lot of margin in it for me to make money. I'm like, if you could shave a little bit, like, you got to ask, right? Like, I'm not really in the business of like cutting someone's lunch to not make money. That's not what I'm trying to do. And he's like, yep, I can help you out with this too. I'm like, all right, give me a couple of minutes. I was literally on the plane. Give me a couple of minutes. I'll send a couple of text messages out. You have your, what do you call it? Your CRM, your customer relation manager, whatever. Your clients who like Rousseau. Pull them up. Text message, first person I text. Got these 2 X dollars, sold instantly right back, straight away. Message back, I'll take them, done. And I'm like, okay, well, that's the morning done. Like, I've made a bit of money now this morning, and I think that, like, what I've learned in the last 12 months is that there is just as much, love and care in the high-end market, just because people have money. There is people that just have money that drink for the sake of being able to drink it.
To be able to show that they've got a big
there is
bill.
so many people who drink that level of wines who truly are passionate about it, as they are that drink $20, $30, $40 bottles. 'Cause it doesn't, at the end of the day, it's the same thing. We're all drinking grape juice, right? That's what we're drinking. And we're doing it amongst our mates. And for me, it's about bringing them together. Like, if you guys come to Melbourne, I would put on an event to have you guys there just to sit and talk and have a bit of fun, like have a panel discussion or whatever. It would be great fun because people want to meet the people that they watch, right?
Yep.
Like if
of
one
course.
more person asks me, oh, can you ask Erin to come to a dinner when she's in Melbourne with you? Like, you can ask her yourself, mate. And the people that I have relationships with in WA, in Adelaide, in whatever, it's because I've built them and I've tried to show them my passion and my lack of experience.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm a pretty good taster. I mean, today I was fucking...
You're actually pretty good. You're
I was
pretty good. You're
horrendous
good.
today. I mean,
You just chose the wrong grape variety. That's all.
The laundromat thing was a bit... the laundromat thing, but it did. It smelled like detergent, like lavender detergent. That's what I got, and I'm not gonna, sugarcoat it.
No, but those notes are more exciting to like, especially when you're talking about what your aim is to get people from drinking the $10 to $15 bargain bin at Dan Murphy's to drinking like the second cheapest bottle on the list, essentially. The notes that aren't geared towards people who already know about the notes are the notes that are going to be most useful for that.
Correct.
So if you can say to someone, hey, smell this, doesn't it smell like cheese twisties?
Yeah.
And they're like,
It really does, yeah.
Which is definitely the worst twisty. I just want to say, chicken twisties
my
are
God.
superior.
I don't even know if we can be mates anymore.
no, dude, the idea of liking chicken twisties.
I mean, if I see those light green crumbs on your fingers in Melbourne, I'm going to kick you out. I'm kicking you out.
He's a perverted and troubled man.
Love me a
He's
chicken
Brendan.
twisty, mate. Love me a chicken
But I
twisty.
think the thing is, even I read reviewers' notes, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't even fathom how many descriptors are in this. Like, I just can't.
No.
It's
Yeah.
too much information for me.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine what somebody who's trying to navigate this incredibly complex and sometimes wankery world to read that and try and understand what's going on. There's, like, what is a 3/4 dried autumnal picked rosemary leaf? Like, what is that?
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It
It's not
It
relatable.
smells like a roast lamb with that rosemary thing. Like, just give it. And yes, there is a need for the high end educated people.
Absolutely.
Like, but all business can coexist, and people need to.
But the high end should be able to draw their own conclusions, like, and they're probably not buying it on the basis of a tasting note at that point. They're probably buying it on the basis of the context.
I think, in the retail space that I'm in, that entry level thing, that are buying on points and medals.
Still,
Still, and I think it's not an issue, because if it's bringing people to a winery and they're going to go and look on the wall, they're always going to buy the wine that has a gold medal attached to it, or the highest point score, because they're going to say that it's a better wine
because it's been
until they
third party verified by not them.
Correct.
Which is sad, isn't it, that we rely purely on someone else telling us what's delicious.
Well, I think we're sort of like, we are not brainwashed. That's probably not the right. I mean, technically, probably is the right word.
Yeah.
But we are conditioned to believe what's put in front of us by media outlets. You had the story about your mum. Like, your mum was put on there in order to get people to watch the ads that was paying to deliver the news.
She's
like,
there to sell fridges, realistically.
like my mother-in-law still has the Today Show, whatever, on all morning.
Today,
I think,
yeah.
I haven't watched normal TV, like what your Channel 7, 9, 10
Free to
days.
wear, yeah.
That's what you call it. Yep. I haven't watched that for
normal TV for normies.
Wouldn't even know. Like, I look at my kids complaining about what's on the TV.
Oh, and
like, mate,
Bro, you get to
Mate.
choose.
we are. You know what someone said to me the other day, which is kind of scary. We are the last gen. Well, I'm a bit older than. Well, I'm definitely older than you. I don't know if I'm older. I'm probably definitely older than you too. I'm older than all of you.
You think, damn it, I'm younger than him.
Yeah, I'm definitely older than you. I said I'm definitely older than you. Like, definitely.
Oh, thank
I
God.
said I'm older than him, and I said I'm definitely older than you.
Thank God, right.
We are the last generation that's going to know what life was like without a mobile phone.
Oh, yeah, dude,
Yeah.
100%.
Like the last. Like, I got my first mobile phone in year 10. And it
was
was what was
grade-
called CDMA. It didn't
not
have
a-
tech. You had to pull the
one
aerial
letter
out.
off.
Had to pull the aerial out.
One letter off.
Like,
CDMA.
like crap. It was. I got that. It took me a bit. I'm a dad now, so jokes are a bit. Got to be dad joke oriented to me.
I got mine in grade 8.
Yeah, well, that's like I was like 20 something by that stage.
Fucking
How
hell,
old are
dude.
you?
How old are you?
I turned 40 this year.
Damn,
Congrats,
your
dude.
skin's surprisingly good for someone who
Yeah,
likes
it's a good-
pokies as
good-
much
This
as
is
you did
brilliant.
at one point in your life. Fucking hell, man.
It's got good moisture regime.
Yeah, 100%.
Just
The humidity
lathers
in those
himself in
lamps.
olive
My wife
oil
actually-
every night.
She made a face scrub last night with our coffee grinds, like our
Oh,
coffee
no way.
thing,
Wow.
and brown sugar.
This is your wife.
Yeah, she's like, your skin's
Your
too
wife
dry.
sounds
You need
like
to watch this.
an amazing human being.
Oh yeah, if it's about the children or me,
And, like,
if
well-being.
it's about herself, nah. She just lets that one go. But
Yeah,
you don't really
right.
have time, right?
You sound so caring.
She's amazing, and like to let me do what I do, not let me do. That's
But
not the right
empower
word.
you as well, it seems.
She empower. People always say you've got the most amazing wife, and I'm like, yeah, I do. Yeah, she lets you do all these dinners and that. And I'm like,
Not let
my
you, no,
fucking
it's-
job, mate.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that's how I
yeah.
put food on the table, and
Yeah.
she hates me for it half the time because food and wine was our thing. We travelled Europe, we travelled America,
Yeah.
food and wine, and now I'm
You've monetized your passions.
correct.
Yeah. Nice. Good
turned
move.
your whole-
Correct. I mean-
yes, it is.
And if I can say anything to anyone that's out there thinking, oh, like, what, I really want to, maybe I want to do it, like, just fucking do it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm 40 now. I wish I would have done it 10 years ago. Like, I wouldn't have, because I would have been slapping pineapples into the
Quick one.
More chilies.
No, that pineapple.
Yeah.
A pineapple is
$50 note.
$50 note. That's right.
Pineapple, lobsters are 20. I don't know if we have code for 10, 5s and 100s, do we? What's
Nah,
100?
no.
Blueberry, the queen.
The blueberry is the queen.
Oh, an avocado,
$5 note.
avocado is a $100 note, but you were never allowed to put avocados in, but you could put as many 50s in as you want in a row.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Back then, when I started, you could smoke at the poker machines. You could put...
Dude,
you could take as much money out of the ATM as you wanted without going to somebody and talking to them.
Sick.
Oh, no, it's all
Dude,
good.
you can still smoke in poker lounges in Victoria if they have indoor, outdoor.
Yeah,
So
I don't think in Victoria we have any of them anymore. I think in New South Wales definitely, because I've been with mates who have done it. Obviously, after we've had events and stuff. And like, I'm sweet now. I can walk. If you said to me, I want to go to the casino and put a bet on, I would walk in with you happily and cheer for you to win. You know, I don't want anyone to lose, but it doesn't like I have no.
But I was shocked because I was driving. It must be New South Wales, not Victoria. I was driving somewhere to go to a music festival or something. We stopped in this, might have been like Wagga Wagga or a town like that. And all of these pubs have just knocked a wall down in their poker lounge to turn it into al fresco.
You're losing business, right? It's like if Sauvignon Blanc becomes, a hit famous grape again, everyone's going to start making Sauvignon Blanc again, right? Like everyone's following the trends, right?
Yeah.
And I think you guys obviously do your thing, which is fantastic, and people need to explore. I need to explore more too. Like I need to get out of the king grapes and the main grapes. Like you have to. Can't learn without trying. I'm going to keep calling everything Chardonnay.
Hey, that's where I'm at the moment. Man. I've got light reds, heavy reds, crisp white, textural white, and then like weird shit. I like the 5 categories of wine.
With like professionals.
Yeah, sparkling. Yeah, sure.
Blind taste with professionals who are nowhere near the mark, and then blind taste with somebody who just drinks on a Saturday and Sunday, nails vintage producer and wine because they've had it that many times, right? It's a little bit
repetition.
It's a little bit of luck too. Like let's be frank.
I think we've covered a lot of ground there. That's been an hour-long conversation. As we know, you'll never watch this because it's too long on YouTube. You'll be watching it on
3-4 by speed.
It'll take like 4 weeks to listen to it. Yeah, it'll be scattered with.
breaks.
I should listen to this podcast. Oh no, I'm going to listen to that song quickly, and then I'm going to watch this. About my children or something. Interesting. I love you got the magazine there too. That's so good.
Yeah, thanks for writing that.
That was your first article as well?
Yeah, so if you've got the Selector magazine, get it. My first article, it's probably 75% what I wrote. The rest of it's edited to match their tone and style and stuff. But I mean, it was my first paid writing gig. Yeah,
Congrats,
I was pretty stoked.
Dude,
For someone that failed at English.
I love how you're immersing yourself into wine, and I love the fact that wine has become such an amazing answer to something that was deeply unhealthy before.
Without it, I wouldn't. If I would have kept going on that gambling path, I know it's like a bit morbid or whatever. I would not be here today. There's no I absolutely can. I had those thoughts at certain times, but not But I know, and through education and through talking to people now, that I would have ended up. I wouldn't be here today. Yeah, there's absolutely no way.
And a quick question I want to know is it because of what is it about wine, if you had to distill it down to something that is the reason why you're so captivated, is the people? It
brings, you can sit at a dinner and the question I always get asked is, what was the best wine you had? What was the wine of the night? It's always the same question, right? It's like, well, the wine of the night was the people that we hung around with and the conversations we had. And it was all enhanced by that. And that's the whole thing with the events now is people coming and spending, good chunks of their hard-earned money to hang out with me, someone that they have never met before. Like they're paying me money, never meeting me.
Yeah.
Right?
Dude, the dad's got a cell full of grain, Rockford, Boston Press, all that shit. I've drunk a lot of it with him, and the time that I've enjoyed it the most is when we had 12 people who were all wine industry people sitting down around the table because they gave a fuck about it, and it just promotes interesting people talking about interesting things. We've had a lot of people come through and do interviews like this. Most of the time, I'm sitting here as sort of like I'm the odd one out because there'll be 2 winemakers. This is the first time that we've had someone in here that I am like, I can so clearly see the reasons that you like the wine industry are the same reasons I like the wine industry. So thank you so much. Thanks for sharing your story.
I absolutely we just want more people drinking wine, right? The more people buying wine and drinking wine is good for the entire industry. And at the end of the day, without the industry, none of us have fucking anything to do, right? I've got 4 kids to feed. That's I bought 8 kilos.
This is the hard pitch. I like this.
I bought 8 kilos of apples yesterday, right? 8 kilos. You know how long that will last? What was yesterday, Wednesday? They'll be gone by Sunday.
How do you go with blackberries?
It's mental.
We avoid
got rid of them because it's too expensive.
So I can have frozen berries in bulk. And you can just thaw them out if you don't want them frozen. Bad luck.
That's it,
you can't. And my oldest is 7.
Hey guys, if you want fresh berries, you got to sell half a pallet of rosé this month.
Yeah, that's right.
If you ask my 2 oldest, what's my favourite drink? They would both say Chardonnay. If you ask my 2-year-old, he would say wine. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. You know, I spend a lot of time teaching my oldest, especially that it's adult and it's responsible and stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, I had a lot of questions at the start, especially from my folks. And you know, are you going to become an alcoholic now? Like, you're an addiction. And to me, I could sit with you all day and taste 100 wines, and I've done the most I've done in a day is 125 wines tasting. But you spit everything.
Yeah,
drink it and drive afterwards. Like, I don't need to drink, and I've never been drunk at an event. I've done like 50 events now around the country, and I've never ever been drunk.
Well done.
Not just for business, but I don't want to get drunk. Do you know how hard it is to get up to children being hungover?
Yeah.
A lot of this revolves around me saying it's hard to have children, and that's true. But like, I don't want it. That's just not. I'm not in wine for that. I'm in wine to because I fucking love it.
Storytelling, people, connection, places,
all the things that aren't to do with just the product.
Fun.
Like, I've learned more now about YouTube and what I need to do with my channel when it comes than what I could ever have learned watching you guys, right?
Hell yeah,
hours on ends, and we done it, and you know, I failed miserably, which is fucking great, and it'll give people confidence to fail in public.
Yeah, get things wrong,
100%.
I don't care. Criticize me all you want. Doesn't bother me.
Mate,
and on that note,
yeah, well, don't please don't.
Get in the comments.
Thank you so much for joining us, man.
Thanks, boys, for having me.
Hang
I appreciate
out.
it.
Go do a bit. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.